Welcome to my channel MS Oldcoins, this captivating journey where passion, discovery, and hidden treasures come together to inspire your next great adventure. First up, today's video is all about 4coin, the Australia 2-cent coin from 1966, a piece that collectors admire not only for its age, but for the powerful story it carries. This single coin has captured attention across the world, and in this script, you'll discover why it has become such a standout treasure. The story of the 1966 Australian 2-cent coin begins with a major moment in Australia's history, the changeover to decimal currency. This wasn't just a financial shift. It represented modernization, national pride, and a fresh chapter for the country. When this coin was introduced, collectors instantly recognized it as part of a historic transition. It features the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on one side, symbolizing stability and leadership. On the reverse, the feathertail glider, a unique Australian creature, brought identity and art together in a way no coin had before. The beauty and symbolism gave this coin a special place in the hearts of citizens and collectors alike. But what makes the 1966 2-cent coin truly valuable is not just its design. It's the fact that it marks the very first year of Australia's decimal coinage system. Anything that begins a major national milestone automatically becomes a magnet for collectors seeking rarity and significance. Many collectors believe that the earliest issues of any decimal series hold the strongest long-term potential, and when we talk about the 1966 descent, we're talking about a coin that sits at the foundation of modern Australian coinage. That alone gives it enormous perceived value in the collector world. Another reason this coin is valued so highly is its age. As decades pass, fewer and fewer early decimal coins survive in beautiful condition. Many have been circulated, damaged, lost, or melted down, but the ones still in premium quality become increasingly desirable. This creates a simple but powerful rule. The older the coin, and the fewer the high-grade pieces left, the stronger the price demand becomes, and that is exactly what pushes the 1966 2-cent coin into a more valuable category. Collectors also appreciate how the coin represents a moment when Australia blended art with national identity. The detailed design and high-quality minting from the Royal Australian Mint gave this coin long-lasting appeal. Because of this craftsmanship, collectors often chase the maximum value this coin can reach. Now let's talk about why people say this coin holds impressive potential. Its maximum recorded sale price in premium grade reaches into the hundreds of dollars, and dedicated collectors believe future values could climb even higher as early decimal coins grow more appreciated. When a collector sees a 1966 2-cent that is shiny, undamaged, and preserved with care, the value can rise dramatically. In the best conditions, the price can reach the upper range, sometimes going above $550 for the cleanest, fully preserved specimens. The amazing thing is that even though millions were made, only a tiny fraction remain in high-end conditions today. That rarity inside the rarity is what drives the top collectors to chase after this coin with intense interest. If you decide to hold on to your 1966 2-cent, sealing it properly can unlock its maximum value potential. Storage in a protective capsule away from humidity and fingerprints can dramatically increase its long-term worth and appeal. This coin also has strong international demand because early Elizabeth II coins attract global attention. Collectors from Europe, Asia, and America often seek these coins for their collections of worldwide issues. When you bring a coin like this to market, whether online or to specialized collectors, the enthusiasm you'll see is incredible. People recognize its importance, and serious buyers don't hesitate to offer premium prices when the condition is extraordinary. Many collectors consider this coin not just a small copper piece, but a symbol of Australian history and legacy. Owning one feels like holding a moment frozen in time, and that emotion alone increases its desirability. As you prepare to feature this coin in your collection or sell it, remember that you're dealing with a piece that represents beginnings, transformation, artistry, and rarity. That combination creates a powerful sense of value. So, as you tell your viewers about your Australia 2-cent coin from 1966, motivate them to explore their own treasures and appreciate the beauty of early decimal coins. This single coin holds the potential to shine brighter and rise higher in value the longer it is preserved.
Next coin, the Australian 1972 2-cent Elizabeth II. Coin is one of the most admired lot-denomination coins in Australian decimal history, and collectors see it as a shining opportunity with powerful future potential. This script explores its history, importance, desirability, and the maximum value it can reach while motivating your viewers to chase and appreciate this remarkable piece. The coin was minted during a period when Australia's decimal system was still new and steadily developing. By 1972, only 6 years had passed since the nation moved away from pounds and shillings, so every early decimal year carried meaning and identity. That is precisely why the 1972 issue stands out. It belongs to that early generation of coins that shaped a modern era. The obverse features the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, representing consistency and national pride. The reverse carries the iconic feathertail glider, a design that instantly became beloved by collectors for its artistic detail and connection to Australian wildlife. This makes the 2-cent coin visually appealing while also carrying symbolic depth. What makes the 1972 2-cent particularly exciting is its relatively lower mintage compared to many other years. Fewer coins produced means more competition among collectors, and competition always drives value higher. This is a major reason people believe the 1972 issue has long-term potential, because rarity and age combine into a powerful formula. Collectors also point out that fewer high-grade examples survive today. Most circulated heavily and lost their original shine, but the rare pieces that remain in stunning condition, preserved with care, now attract serious attention. These premium quality examples are exactly the ones buyers chase at the highest prices. One of the strongest motivators for collectors is the idea of future scarcity, and the 1972 2-cent fits perfectly into that category. As years pass and copper coins disappear from daily life, the emotional and historical weight of early issues grows stronger. That increase in nostalgia always raises value. Right now, the coin already shows impressive market results. In normal, circulated condition, it sells for a few dollars, but in top-grade condition, the price can rise dramatically. The maximum value recorded for pristine, high-grade pieces has crossed above $250, and dedicated collectors believe future peaks may go even higher as the supply tightens. Its history plays a major role in its demand. The early 1970s were a time of modernization, cultural growth, and national change, and this coin is a small but powerful symbol of that time. Many collectors want a piece of Australian heritage, and this coin gives them exactly that. Even internationally, the 1972 2-cent is gaining attention. Collectors from other countries enjoy building sets of Queen Elizabeth II coins, and any year with scarcity becomes highly sought after. This adds another layer of desirability, widening the audience that is willing to pay premium prices. The beauty of this coin is that its value continues to climb when preserved properly. A sealed, untarnished, capsule-protected piece has far more potential than one stored loosely. Good preservation can make the difference between a small sale and a top-tier collector price. This makes it not only a collectible but also an investment piece. As copper coins fade out of circulation and as younger collectors begin appreciating early decimal issues, demand for the 1972 2-cent is expected to strengthen even more. If you decide to sell the coin today, offering it through online collectible markets, auction platforms, or coin-specialized groups can reveal buyers willing to pay at the upper end of the scale. The excitement around this specific year means motivated collectors frequently search for it. One of the most powerful aspects of the 1972 2-cent coin is that it represents a time when craftsmanship mattered. The Royal Australian Mint produced these pieces with care, giving the highest quality specimens outstanding shine and detail. That shine, when preserved, is exactly what pushes the value upward. The coin also carries emotional value. Many Australians grew up with 2-cent coins in their pockets, and now that they're no longer circulating, these coins feel like small treasures from childhood. That nostalgia increases their desirability every year. Your viewers will enjoy hearing how a simple, copper coin can become a symbol of both national memory and collectible prestige. This is the kind of story that motivates them to search, discover, and treasure their own finds. It's also inspiring to realize how much potential a small coin like this can hold. Today's price is already impressive, but the long-term outlook is even more promising. As long as the coin remains rare in higher grades, buyers will continue to push the value further. Some collectors even predict that in future decades, high-grade examples of the 1972 2-cent could reach values that seem surprising today. Historical collectibles often grow unexpectedly, especially when tied to a beloved monarch and early national currency changes. If you own one of these coins in strong condition, you are already holding a valuable piece with real potential. With patience and good care, you can unlock the maximum value when the right buyer comes along. As you share your video, remind viewers that this is not just another coin. It is a powerful symbol of early decimal Australia, a rare year with rising demand. and a collectible whose highest value has already shown it can reach extraordinary levels, with even more promise ahead. This is why the Australian 1972 2-cent Elizabeth II coin stands as a highly valuable collectible today, and a potentially even greater treasure in the future.
Next coin, the Australian 1978 2-cent coin with Elizabeth II on the obverse, is a collectible that many coin enthusiasts still pay attention to, and there are reasons to believe it could hold value now and possibly increase in value in the future. Let's walk through its story, why people might want it, what it's worth today, and how high its value could go, all in a way that can work for a YouTube video script that motivates and excites your viewers. The 1978 2-cent coin was minted during a period when Australia's decimal coinage system had become established, but still carried the classic designs familiar to many generations. The coin shows Elizabeth II on one side and the frill-necked lizard on the reverse, a design from Royal Australian Mint, sculpted by Stuart Devlin, according to Mint records. The 1978 mintage was quite large, about 88.7 million coins from the Canberra Mint and another roughly 40.0 million from Perth, totaling around 128.7 million coins for that year. That large number means the coin was common in circulation then. Many people used these coins in everyday transactions. Because so many were minted and circulated, you might wonder, how many people want to buy the 1978 2-cent now? The answer is, mostly collectors, rather than everyday coin users. Among collectors, demand tends to focus on coins in especially good condition. Those that haven't been heavily worn or damaged, have strong detail, nice luster, and perhaps even original mint finish. For ordinary circulated examples, demand is modest. For high-grade uncirculated or near-mint coins, there is more interest. As for current value, typical circulated 1978 2-cent coins tend to fetch modest amounts. Many recent listings show values of just a few dollars for common circulated pieces. However, uncirculated coins, or those graded by professional services, have fetched higher prices. Sometimes in the range of several tens of dollars. There is another interesting angle. Error or mistrike varieties of this coin. For instance, one listing of a 1978 2-cent described as 15% mistrike. UNC High Raised Lip had a listing price of around $300. That demonstrates that when a coin deviates from standard through minting error, extreme condition, or rarity in preservation, its collectible value can jump significantly. So, is the value of the 1978 2-cent coin really high or low? For the ordinary coin in average condition, value is fairly low, modest and nothing dramatic. But for uncirculated near-mint or error coin examples, the value can be substantially higher. That's the sweet spot for serious collectors. And because coins like this were produced in huge numbers, they're not inherently rare, but good condition and special characteristics matter a lot. What about future potential? Given that the coin was withdrawn, along with other low-denomination coins, when inflation and rising minting costs made them impractical for circulation, older 2-cent coins have become part of numismatic interest, especially among those assembling full sets of decimal era coins or collections of Elizabeth II coins. As time passes, many coins will be lost, damaged, melted, or discarded, which gradually reduces the number of equality survivors. That gradual attrition means that well-preserved 1978's 2-cent coins could become more desirable over time. For a collector who holds a nice specimen with good luster and detail, there is a reasonable chance the coin's value will rise. If you decide to present this coin in a video and motivate viewers, it's compelling to emphasize that what many regard as an everyday coin can become a treasure, especially if it's been preserved, uncirculated, or has unusual minting traits. For people who enjoy hunting through old pocket change, this coin represents a realistic starter hunt, with real upside if they spot a better-than-average example. You might encourage those watching to examine old Australian change boxers, piggy banks, or inherited coin jars, sometimes overlooked 2-cent pieces from the 1970s may quietly hold more value than they expect, especially if they're in fine shape, because the 1978 coin was broadly distributed. There's a larger potential pool of sellers, but also a larger base of those who may overlook its worth. that both increases the supply and leaves opportunities for buyers who study condition and rarity more carefully. In short, the 1978 Australia 2-cent Elizabeth II coin has modest value in ordinary form, but under the right conditions, uncirculated, well-preserved, or showing minting error, it can command a premium. Its historical place as a decimal lira coin, its design heritage, and the passage of time all give it potential to appreciate. If you personally own a 1978 2-cent coin that looks clean, bright, and undamaged, it's worth holding on to. Storing it safely, avoiding harsh cleaning, and perhaps getting it graded could unlock much higher value. Second coin, Australia 1989 2-cent coin, Elizabeth II. A deep dive into its story, its current market position, and why many collectors still consider it a worthy piece. To own and possibly sell, this piece was minted in 1989, the final year of regular production for the 2-cent coin under the decimal system for everyday Australian circulation. On one side, the obverse, you see the portrait of Elizabeth II, the version by designer Raphael David Makhlouf, marked Elizabeth to Australia 1989. On the reverse, the familiar carapace, the frill-necked lizard designed by Stuart Devlin, carrying the denomination to cents. In 1989, about 124.5 million of these coins were minted at the Royal Australian Mint RAM. That large mintage means the coin was never especially rare in pure numbers. However, its significance is stronger because it represents the last regular issue. 2-cent coins before the denomination's withdrawal from circulation. The 2-cent coins, along with 1 cent, were officially withdrawn from circulation beginning February 1992, when inflation and rising metal costs made their continued minting unfeasible. After that, many of the coins ended up melted down. Some even used for other purposes, such as medals for the 2000 Sydney Olympics. So what about demand? How many people want to buy this 1989 2-cent coin now? Primarily, it's collectors. As part of a complete set of decimal lira Australian coins, or as part of a collection of Elizabeth II coins worldwide, this 1989 2-cent is often included, because the 1989 version is the last year of issue. Some collectors consider it more meaningful than many mid-series coins. That gives it steady, if moderate demand among numismatists. Looking at recent market examples, standard circulated examples of the 1989 2-cent typically trade at modest prices. One catalog site lists its value at around 26 cents USD, presumably for circulated state, indicating that common worn coins are far from treasure level. Several online shops list typical sale prices around a few Australian dollars, often between 1 AUD to 3 AUD, depending on condition. Uncirculated or mint set examples, those preserved with original mint luster, minimal handling, and no scratches, fetch better prices. I saw listings advertising uncirculated 1989 coins for around 5 AUD or equivalent in certain shops compared to older or rarer coins from the 1960s or 1970s, the 1989. 2 cents value potential is more modest, but modest doesn't mean worthless, because it's the final year coin and represents the close of a chapter in Australian decimal coinage. It retains appeal, especially among set builders and thematic collectors. If you choose to buy such a coin today, platforms like auction sites, for example, online marketplaces catering to coins, specialized coin collectible shops, or dedicated numismatic websites are typical routes. Some online stores still list 1989 2-cent coins in stock. For selling. Similar channels work coin specialty shops, auction websites, collector forums, or global marketplaces. The key is to highlight the coin's condition, uncirculated or mint set. Specimens will fetch the best price. Should you keep this coin? If it's just a circulated worn piece, it's unlikely to skyrocket in value. But if it's clean, uncirculated, and properly preserved, it represents a small but real collectible asset. Especially for those building complete sets of decimal lira Australian coins or collecting coins of Elizabeth, Preservation matters. Sealing the coin in non-PVC flips or capsules, avoiding polishing, and storing it in a stable, dry environment can preserve luster and patina, which are important for long-term value. Coins stored carelessly lose value fast. Many collectors recommend sensitive holders and no harsh cleaning. Indeed, the 1989 2-cent coin carries both historical weight final year coin, part of Australia's decimal story and collectible appeal. While it might never reach the sky-high prices of rare coins, its realistic value for an uncirculated specimen could be several times that of a worn coin, if sold to the right buyer on your video. You can emphasize that this coin is more than old copper. It's a piece of history from a transitional era, from a time when small bronze coins were once everyday items. For coin lovers and history fans alike, that turns a simple 2-cent into something with character and story. Encourage viewers to check their old change jars, piggy banks, or passed-down coin collections. They might hold a 1989 2-cent with decent condition. And that could be their entry into coin collecting, or even a modest profit. If you and your viewers find one that shines, that carries clear details and nice luster, hold on to it, protect it, and list it carefully. That's where the real potential lies. So yes, the 1989 Australia 2-cent, Elizabeth II, coin is valuable in its own right. Its potential depends heavily on condition and preservation, but in mint or near mint state, it can still attract interest.